The Live Like Bella Foundation is a nonprofit organization created in memory of Bella Rodriguez-Torres, who inspired people throughout the world during her 6-year battle against cancer. Her father, Raymond Rodriguez-Torres, is here today after we had an incredible meeting, an emotional meeting, where I committed to sponsor today's presentation about the county working with the foundation to help children who are suffering from the dreaded disease of cancer. And so with that, I'd like to, Raymond, if you would please come forward, and thank you for being here this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair. I'd like to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to give an update on Live Like Bella, and specifically to Commissioner Moss for organizing the ability for me to present to the entire board all together. You know, this past Friday, 6 years ago, was the anniversary of when Bella passed away and was buried. And anniversaries are very difficult times because they force you to recall where you were at a specific moment in time. And so for our family, we had to recall the pain of that anniversary. We had to recall where we were. We had to recall what it was like when our 4-year-old suddenly became paralyzed overnight without symptoms or warning. We had to recall so many difficult things, including the moment when her eyes clasped very tightly in our arms as she took her last breath. At the same time, however, in that pain, we're able to recall the extraordinary work that's happened and the extraordinary support from this remarkable community. We recalled that incredible day on the night of her passing where LeBron James and Dwayne Wade wrote hashtag Live Like Bella on their shoes in the NBA Finals. And Live Like Bella went viral, and a movement started. A movement started to serve others, which is what it means to live like Bella. You know, sacred scripture tells us that we should help those that do not ask and help those, especially those that could never repay us. And the memory of Bella and the example of that, specifically in this county, in our community, is an incredible example of that. And the examples are plentiful. When I think back and I prepared for this, oftentimes I've learned in my life that when tragedy strikes, the two questions that are often asked is, number one, where was God in all of this? And number two, someone should do something. Well, someone has done something in Bella's case, and I believe it's her from heaven, and I believe it's all of us here, God's people on earth. When she took her last breath, we decided as a community to take on the number one disease killer of children, which is childhood cancer. And at her eulogy, I said that although you will read in the obituaries that Bella Rodriguez-Torres died, don't believe it, because she's more alive than she's been in her entire existence. And the evidence of that has been in what's happened. Today, Live Like Bella as an organization supports children and families that have children undergoing cancer treatment. And we've done so not only in this community, and you'll see in the paperwork that is being passed to you, but in 21 countries and in every state across this country. Thousands of families have been assisted when their child are undergoing treatment, and thousands of families, unfortunately, have been assisted when their child dies of cancer. We have been responsible for millions of dollars made possible through the state and our own funding for research, advancing new science for children today, not years from now, but today, which is so desperately needed, and I know from personal experience. And so I can say someone did something, and it's been this community. But as Live Like Bella has continued to grow with families seeking assistance from us from all over the world, we need help. We need help so that we can ensure that here in Miami-Dade County, our own backyard, every time that social worker from Holtz, Jackson, Nicholas, Baptist, etc., calls Live Like Bella, because oftentimes today, 5 years later, since Live Like Bella started, we are the first phone call by a social worker, that we can continue to assist those families, to stand with them in research when their child is undergoing treatment, and unfortunately, if their child should pass. And so thank you for your time, for your support, and God bless you, and may we always live like Bella.
And thank you, Commissioner Moss.
Raymond, thank you so much. And as I suggested that, you know, we're in the budget season now, and this would be a good time to have some conversations, you know, with the administration in reference to what we can do to help support the foundation, helping children in this community who are suffering from the dreaded disease of cancer.
And I'll make sure that I speak to the mayor during my budget meeting, and I ask that everyone else also include that in your budget list when you speak to the mayor. Commissioner Sosa, then Carver, then Diaz.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Commissioner Mott, thank you, because Bella keeps everyone together. And that is the reason why she's still alive, helping so many through her family. I think that the message that Commissioner Moss is trying to bring to the table is, again, the message of unity all together. And I want to thank Jennifer Glazer Moon because she met early with them. And that is something that if we send Commissioner Moss the message that united, we want this to happen and to be presented to us. It's like a vote of confidence. I will join you and support you on this initiative.
Commissioner Cochran.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Raymond, for this very moving presentation, as always, and so much that you have done to call attention to this scourge. And I wanted to just mention something that I learned meeting with you a couple of weeks ago, that you've identified some clusters of childhood cancer in the country. And this is now going to the attention of the president, who has a task force, and Congress people who are taking up the cause. So I want us to just look ahead that in addition to the cures that you've been working on, you're now creating national awareness of places where we really need to concentrate our efforts on prevention. So thank you so very much for that too.
Okay, Commissioner Diaz and then Bovo.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Raymond. You know, this is personal, and the work that you and your family has done has been beyond incredible. You have made a commitment to fight a cause that others shy away from because it's so difficult. All of us here have supported you in every way possible. I don't see that getting any lesser. On the opposite, it's going to strengthen. Commissioner Moss had the ability to bring you to this meeting to make sure that with a CPO type situation, we could add a lot more support and bring it to a different level. All of us have donated one way or another, but all I can tell you is I'm beyond proud of you and your family. And getting to know that beautiful young lady that has inspired so many is incredible. So thank you for what you do every day for all of us that are going through something like this with a family member. God bless you and your family.
Commissioner Bovo.
Yeah, and I'd like to just pick up right there too, and you know, I don't know if there's an encounter that I have with Raymond that I don't get emotional. I never met your daughter, Raymond, and I've told you this many times. You know, God gave you a cross that you didn't want, and I don't know if I would have reacted the same way you've reacted. You know, thank God that you've decided to make this a mission, and it's you know, the only thing we could do is support the efforts. This is having experience working at Nicholas Children's Hospital, you know, and seeing those children who have to mature and become knowledgeable about things that they should not have to be knowledgeable about. And we're blessed in this community for having this organization here, blessed in this country for not just this one, but like organizations that work on this. And again, I thank you for the work you're doing. I too will use whatever I have as far as power is concerned on the finance committee to be able to help perhaps work to the end of making sure that there's dollars allocated. You know, just count me as one of your soldiers, okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're going to be able to count all of us as one of your soldiers. Commissioner Jordan.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that when I see the infomercials or the commercials on TV that involve children, it's like I want to empty my pockets. I have a grandniece in Canada, 3 years old, who's currently going through cancer treatment. And just the thought of the joy that she brings to the family and the pain that she's suffering and still tries to bring a smile is enough to melt anybody's heart. So I will continue to be supportive of children and their challenges throughout, and especially when it comes to cancer. So thank you. And thank Bella.